If you really think that arguing with a narcissist will get them to seeing things from your perspective, then you must be joking. I do not know, maybe you have not gotten into an argument with a narcissist before to see how self-centered these individuals can be, because I've really gotten into one with them, and they are very good at twisting reality to fit their self. That's just them. So, what comes to mind when you are told not to engage in an argument with someone? Because the average person knows that argument is one of the tools to work through issues, find solutions, and maybe drive home some points. But in the case of a narcissist, this is a no for you when trying to apply it as a tool to settle differences. Before you think of arguing with a narcissist, there are a few things that I would want you to know and accept. To begin with, the primary focus of a narcissist always revolves around safeguarding their false image and their inflated ego. Furthermore, narcissists are fundamentally incapable of truly perceiving, seeing, or sympathizing with you. They lack the capacity for remorse concerning the adverse impacts their behavior and attitude have on you. They do not have remorse for that. So it's very important that you recognize this, that narcissists are driven solely by their own agenda, which doesn't involve understanding or empathizing with you, neither supporting you. The agenda is centered on winning, and in their view, for them to win, you must lose. Thus, acknowledge and embrace this fact that this is the reality of arguing with a narcissist, and is unlikely to change because narcissists do not change. It's a hard truth to accept, but the sooner you do, the better off you will be with them. In fact, their behavior is more likely to worsen over time. Therefore, it will be in your best interest to acknowledge this reality and make decisions accordingly. Realize that arguing with a narcissistic person is like playing a game that is already rigged against you. They have no rules for fairness. They don't want to solve problems or compromise. They just want to win, even if it means making you lose. Narcissists always have the last say in everything, no matter your point. But one thing that you should do instead of engaging in an argument with a narcissist is to try to avoid engagement whenever possible. While I understand that it's not always feasible, when a narcissist seeks an argument or tries to provoke you, refrain from engaging in that with them. Employ concise responses like, okay, I understand, it's okay. No, those is okay means that I do not have time for this particular argument that you are trying to put on. And gradually, by doing this, they will realize that, oh, this person doesn't have time for me anymore. That's just it. But continue to supply them with that toxic energy that they really want to get from you the more they keep on coming. So it will be in your best interest that you refrain and avoid engaging in an argument with them, because the harder you try to make yourself hard, the harder they try to see that you and your point and whatever it is that you think that will make them to see and hear you, you both will be swept under the carpet. That's the narcissist for you. It will be in your best interest to avoid arguing with them. So the second thing that you should do, that's if you have tried all possible means to avoid engaging with them and they still push you, because narcissists are very toxic. They can manipulate you or say something that you don't really want to let go of. You have an outburst, and I respect that because you are a human. If you have found it difficult to not engage in an argument with them, while arguing, try to maintain your focus on the actual problem. If you must engage with a narcissist, make a deliberate choice to remain centered on the core issue. Narcissists have a penchant for distorting the truth, shifting blame, and creating falsehood to evade responsibility when confronted with real concerns. This is when we often see their true nature. Things may seem fine until you address a legitimate problem, offer feedback, or establish reasonable boundaries. Instead of dealing with issues like a healthy adult, you become the target of an irrational, illogical, and often completely fabricated lies and attack. This is a tactic narcissists use to avoid accountability. Engaging in this chaotic spiral with a narcissist can take a significant toll on your mental health, even on the strongest individuals. So what you should do is that whenever you are having issue with a narcissist, with this toxic fellow, try to focus on the points that you have at hand. Now if it's with a narcissistic boyfriend, you both are having a misunderstanding about why he came back late, try to know that this is what you guys are arguing about at this moment, because he is likely to bring up the issue that happened last year. He's trying to twist it in a way that he truly avoids taking responsibility, and he doesn't want to be held accountable for the fact that he came back home that particular night. That's a narcissist for you. The third thing that you have to do to avoid arguing with a narcissist is to use the I language or the we language in trying to generalize it. Try to avoid using you. Whenever you do this, they just feel attacked, and you see them, if their outburst was on 100, it will be risen to 200, and not everyone has the capacity to handle that. So try avoid using the you language. Try to use I. Try to make the conversation look like you are trying to say what's on your mind. Make the argument look like you are truly trying to air your feelings and not talk about them or whatever it is that they did. This approach reduces the likelihood of the narcissist feeling attacked or needing to defend themselves. It can help prevent triggering their defensive reactions and anger, especially if you are not ready for it. Whenever you find yourself talking with a narcissist, refrain from using the you language. Do not accuse them. You already know that this is who this person is, so there is no point in trying to tell them you are this, you are toxic. And you know that narcissists do not change. There's no amount of argument between you and them that would make them see things the way you are seeing it. Nothing would make them see that they are the toxic one. So refrain from trying to use the you language like you did this, you did that. Now the fourth thing that you should do instead of arguing with a narcissist, in summary, is to focus on creating an exit plan. As I mentioned earlier, it's crucial to understand that narcissists do not change. They simply don't change. So regardless of whatever it takes or how long the process might be, you need to start where you are right now. Today, begin crafting an exit strategy. Save money and formulate a quiet, discreet plan for yourself. Take the necessary steps to safeguard your well-being, all while maintaining your truth and feelings. In as much as I said that you should create an exit plan, there are some certain types of toxic people in our life that we can't seem to live like that. People like family members. So in this case of family members, like your mother, your father, your brother or your sister or your relative, the best tool to use here is to apply distance. Best thing that you could ever do to avoid arguing with a narcissist is to create an exit plan. Try to see a way that you can distance yourself from them. If he's a narcissistic husband or a narcissistic wife, try seeking for divorce. Thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you in my next video.